What is up, y'all? You already know in today's video by the title, we are packing some pre-rolls. And by we, I mean Sage. He's one of our director of operations here at Restart CBD. I unfortunately do not handle that side of the business, so he's going to show you exactly how it goes down. Just so you know, if you didn't already, we pack every single one of our pre-rolls by hand that we sell at Restart. A little bit by hand, a little bit with a machine. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore because I'm gonna butcher what goes on, but Sage will be showing you detail step by step, how they're packed, why they're packed a certain way, how to get the best smoke out of something, and you're gonna wanna watch this video because it is pretty freaking cool what the machine does. So again, if you find this video very valuable, please make sure to like, subscribe to our channel. We have new videos every single week. And without further ado, I'll let Sage take it away.
That you're going to be utilizing to make your pre-roll material. And we're going to sift through it to make sure that we get the best material going into the future roller trimmer. So we're using Bubba Kush right now to make sure that we get all the small stems and seeds out of it, and then we're going to weigh the amount of material that we're going to put into the machine and weigh what we get out of it after it's been sifted. After you get the flour that you need, you're going to tear it out and weigh it. So a tare is very simple. Turn on your scale, hit the 00, and we have a known weight to be able to put the flour in. We utilize small premium buds because it's the best quality. A lot of people that utilize pre-roll making machines use shake, and we don't do that at Restart because every one of our products has a high standard for our retail locations and a high standard because our consumer demands it. And this material on the bottom goes into our shake extra because we do sell a shake for people to use for infusions and for oils and for food and edibles because it does have CBD, CBG, all your cannabinoid content, and we just separate that at the end. So from here, we're going to load our pre-roll material that we've already weighed out into our Futurola trimmer. This trimmer pulverizes this material to make optimal pre-roll hemp flour for our knockbox. So what you're going to want to do, this is in the loading position. You're going to load in your material, never exceeding more than 0.7 ounces of material into this pre-roll maker. Load it just in case.
Does it weigh it?
No, it does not weigh it.
You just have to weigh it beforehand.
Yes, ma'am. We weigh it. Then you take your glass away from your area and you're going to lock it up. There are no safety precautions on this machine, so you have to make sure that you close, the magnetic lid is activated, and then lock. On the back side, there's a timer that's maximum setting is 15 seconds. We're going to pulverize this Bubba Kush utilizing 2 sets of 10 seconds to get to the right fineness. And this is how you do it. Set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then set. Now, after this material has been run through 2 sets of 10 seconds, you're going to open this up by opening the latch, tilting it vertical just to get the magnetic latch open and all the material to drop down. Securing the latch on the bottom, you're going to slowly tilt to make sure the flour falls out onto your tray. This takes time, a little bit of patience so you don't make a mess. And this is going to put all of your pre-roll material onto your tray. And after you get all the material out, we're going to sift it because what's left are stems and a little bit of seeds. And I'll show you how we get that out next. And what's going to be left is all the stuff you wouldn't want to smoke anyway. Now this knockbox holds 50 pre-roll cones, 10 each row, and there's 10 per column of cones, except for this one. This one I took a couple off yesterday because I was tearing out the scale. It's going to be a little bit odd. You have to pay attention to not drop 2 cones at a time. You drop them 1 at a time by the filter in each of the holes on the knockbox. Now that this is loaded, we're going to get our pre-roll material ready for the knockbox. This is a great scoop to load in the first initial load of the 2 that we're going to use to make our pre-roll cones. This is about a 1/2 gram per cylinder. And once it's fully loaded, we're going to transfer this to the knockbox. And you don't want to pack it in there. I'm using very light pressure to comb the pre-roll material over the cylinders. Now be very careful. This stainless steel slide needs to be secured in place as you transfer it from the tray to the knockbox. Make sure you dust it off, if not you're going to create a mess in the transfer process. From here, the only thing you have to do is pull the stainless steel tray swiftly so all the pre-roll material falls down into the pre-rolls that you loaded in previously. Since you did not pack them down, it's going to fall freely to load our first 1/2 gram approximately into our pre-rolls to make sure we get a tight cone. You can pull off the loading tray and put it back to where your material needs to be loaded. Next, this is where the magic happens. You're going to make sure your density setting is on high since we're doing 1 gram pre-rolls just by clicking the density button and getting the setting to high. At that point, you will click start to get the knockbox knocking. It'll start the initial cycle to load the pre-roll, and you're going to do it again just to make sure all the material falls into your pre-roll. Now we're going to load our second run of material to make sure that each of our grams gets to our target weight. We do have 1 gram pre-rolls, and that's the only pre-roll that we make. So we like to pack a little bit extra for our customer, and obviously they like a little bit of free candles. And after loosely packing it again, we're going to put it right back to the machine. And just like before, you're just going to swiftly pull the slide, dropping the rest of the material with anything extra going out the back. Again, we're trying to get just over 1 gram so we match our retail requirements and make our customers happy. Go back to your density, ensure it's on the high density setting, and then click start. Now that our pre-rolls are loaded, what we're going to do is transfer them. What we see here is the catch plate. For anything that's extra, we want to remove that. it's attached by 2 magnets to the back of the Futurola knockbox. We're going to put in place the pre-roll tray that allows us to finish our pre-rolls and get to actually packing them. You're going to put that in place where the 2 magnets were, and you're going to make sure the stainless steel slides in place. Here comes the hard part. You're going to transfer these pre-rolls onto this without crinkling any of them, and this is how you do it. It's a swift, controlled movement towards this tray. Now, the next part is, we're going to pull this slide out to make sure all of our pre-rolls fall into our tray. Every now and then, you'll get a pre-roll that didn't want to stay, and all you got to do is try to correct those guys and repack them. Keep a note when that happens so you can make sure you give those pre-rolls extra attention as you package them. Our pre-rolls onto a tray so we don't make a mess as we go back to our loading area. And make sure you reset your knockbox for the next load by putting back your catch basin. Now, we're going to load our pre-rolls according to the retail spec. To make sure that we have enough product in each one of the pre-rolls, we want to tear out one of our organic 98 Special Raw pre-roll cones. Utilize a small scale to do so. The scale is on. The cone is on there. It weighs approximately 0.24 grams. Tear it out to 0. And now we can make sure we have at least 1 gram in each one of our pre-roll cones. Now we're going to start by grabbing one of our pre-rolls, making sure the flour is all the way down, that there's no crinkle here, and that we have approximately 1 gram. You want to pack it lightly on the top. See where the edge is to where you packed it, and then put it on the scale that you've tared. We need a little bit more flour to make it 1 gram for our retail standard, I guess would be the right word. That's perfect. Just a little bit over, so our customer gets a little extra. Pack, and you're going to seal by folding. We never cut our pre-roll joints because we want smooth burn all the way through. And by cutting or twisting them, you just get a lot of extra material and or direct flame to the tip of the pre-roll. And then like that, that is a finished Bubba Kush joint.